Hi everybody, welcome to episode 7 of the Field of Skye Knitting and Making podcast. My name is Rachel Loftus. I am an artist living in the Raleigh, North Carolina area with my husband and my 2-year-old son Denali. And I'm very excited about this episode today. I've made a lot of progress on several projects that I'm excited to share with you, and thanks for being here. So let's start with what I'm wearing. So I actually wore this in the very first episode of this podcast, but you know, I wear my knitted things all the time, so why can't I repeat it? So this is the Ghost Whisperer top by Park and Knit, and it's made out of mohair, this beautiful hot pink mohair. I think the brand was Rowan. Mohair and silk. But yeah, it's kind of the perfect type of knitted garment to wear right now because it's like high of 60, a little cool but sunny. So I don't need anything heavy, but it is nice to have a little bit of warmth up here. So yeah, this is my Ghost Whisperer top. I'll have the pattern link down below if you're interested in checking it out. So finished objects, I do have one finished object that is super cute. It is a onesie for a friend of mine's baby, well, young girl, infant. She's turning 1, or she just turned 1. Her birthday party's on Saturday, so I'm giving her this for her birthday. And I just can't believe how it turned out. Look how cute. So I used several different colors of fingering weight yarns held double. So I marled, you know, I have like a solid here, and then I marled several yarns going up and basically just switched out one thread at a time, or one strand at a time, so that they would kind of try to fade into each other. And the solid colors look more stripy, which is cute, but it's not really what I meant to do. But yeah, so I started with this like purpley pinky color at the bottom, and then faded into the multicolor and got more green, and then into the green, and then back to the purple, and then the straps going all the way down are purple. It's got these cute buttons back here, and there's 2 buttonholes. See if this will focus. There's one buttonhole here where the button is, and there's another one here so that it can kind of grow in length with her. Yeah, I did end up sewing together the bottom. There was an option with the pattern to add a button band down there, but I was starting to run out of time, and I honestly felt like just slipping the onesie on and off her would be a lot simpler than undoing buttons at the bottom of a button band for changing her diaper. And I did check with the mom on that, and she said if it's easy to take on and off, she doesn't mind just taking it off. So yeah, this is for the little baby girl. And I'll share pictures on my Instagram of her in it. So if you're interested in seeing it modeled on the baby, you can check out my Instagram, which is at Field of Skye. I'll have that linked below. So yeah, very happy with this. That's the only finished object. I got so close with several things, as you'll see, but I just couldn't get them wrapped up in time for this, which is fine. I'll just have more things to show next time. So the first thing that I made a lot of progress on and I'm very excited about is Den's Stegosaurus. So last time you saw this, he did not have any of his plates. And as you can see, I'm having a hard time with the 2 biggest plates. Maybe I'll have some suggestions for how to get them to stand up. I did end up stuffing this one a bit this morning to see if that would help, and it's definitely stiffer, like it's not flopping, or it's not like bending in the middle, but it's still just, you know, yeah. And this one is not stuffed. You can see how just like completely whatever that one is. I don't really want to put wire in it. I thought about wire, but yeah, I don't really want to do wire because he's gonna be playing with it. Like, it's not a display toy, it's something he can sleep with or take with him, and I just would worry too much about a wire poking out of the fabric. So yeah, the plates, I will say sewing on these plates was the hardest part of this whole project by far. They were so hard to place, and they're definitely far from perfect. But you know, honestly, Den saw this sitting on the couch this morning when he woke up and immediately said Stegosaurus. So as long as he can tell what it is, I think that's good enough. And I think he loves that I made it for him. He kept talking this morning, or kept saying this morning, Mommy made that. So yeah, I still have feet, and I've got eyes to embroider on, and then he's got a little clump of tail spikes that are going here. But after those three things, and maybe figuring out some, maybe stuffing, I think I'll at least stuff this one and then just accept it. Again, if y'all have suggestions for how to stiffen these up, that would be great without, you know, metal. So yeah, Stegosaurus pattern, it was a free pattern I found online, and yeah, I've loved working on it. I'll link it below if you're interested in checking it out. This is crochet. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is a crochet. It's mostly single crochet. Well, I guess it's all single crochet, the plates and the body. Okay, the next thing I made a ton of progress on, I'm very excited about, is my framework bralette, designed by Jessie Maed. I made it all the way through the whole thing, and I just need to finish up the straps. So here it is, and obviously it needs a good block. But it's this beautiful bluish purple yarn. I think the title of the yarn was Forest Fairy, and it's dyed by Unlikely Fox. I'll have her website linked below for this yarn, but it's just fingering weight. Actually held it triple. It's a DK weight pattern, so or double strand of fingering weight, but my gauge is so big, especially with ribbing. So my ribbing here was just like bigger than the gauge, but then even this part ended up bigger than it should have been just because of these sections here. So, and plus I knew I wanted it to have a lot of support and be a bit firm, the fabric. So I knit this on a size 2 needle and 3 strands of fingering weight here. I only did 2 for the ribbing, but I did 3 for the actual cups. And I really like the fabric. Again, I'm a really loose knitter, so that wouldn't work for someone who's a really tight knitter. You just wouldn't need to do that. But I felt like I had to get the fabric density I wanted. And yeah, I'm just, you know, this will stretch some, obviously, because it's a knitted garment, but I really want it to be as supportive as possible because I want to wear it as a bra. And I just felt like adding an extra strand of fingering weight yarn and then going down a needle size so it wouldn't, you know, mess up the gauge too much would get me there. And I really like it. I'm happy with it. It's got this pretty slip stitch seam detail on the front there going down the cups. And it's cool because I realized as I was making it that it's actually perfectly reversible. So if I wanted to, I want to make another one of these. If I wanted to, I could make one side higher than the other and then just wear them, wear the higher side sometimes and the lower side sometimes based on how I'm trying to wear it. and just like flip it around, have whatever, you know, whatever the opposite side is in the back. What is that? Okay, sorry, getting distracted. So I just need to finish up the straps, and it's just like a simple I-cord strap. And then I'll probably Kitchener stitch them together at the top and block it and weave in my ends, and it's done. Hopefully I'll be wearing it for the next episode. I'm very excited about this. Okay, so my last work in progress is something brand new, and it is another crochet toy for a friend. I promised them a T-Rex a little while ago, and you know, when I do these for gifts, there's no deadline. It's just kind of when I can get to it, when I feel like working on it. But I started the head, so I think this is like the front of the mouth, and then I think this is where the chin is supposed to go, so it'll go like this. And I'm working on increasing up to make the head round. It's gonna be a lot bigger than I expected, just based on how big this part is, which is fine. Big stuffed animals are fun, and I've got lots of yarn. So yeah, this doesn't look like much yet, but it's gonna be a cute little T-Rex toy. So yeah, what else can I tell you about this? Another free pattern. It was on a, I don't know how to say this word. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it out loud. But it's that type of crochet. It's like when you use all single crochet in the round to make toys. It starts with an A. I'll put the word on the bottom of the screen. I need to just look up how to say it next time. But I found a website that has a bunch of this style of crochet toy, and you just kind of sign up for, like you kind of just like join it, like a membership. It's free. You just give them your email, and there's a lot of free patterns on there, and I got this as a free pattern, and I'm excited about it. I think I'm gonna offer my friends, you know, just like get on a wait list for a toy if you want one, and I will make them as I'm, you know, in the mood. Again, it's not like I'm not trying to start a business with this or anything. It's just for fun. But yeah, I don't want to just like make a ton for Den. He doesn't need a lot, and that would just kind of be annoying. Like, I want a couple special things for him, but not just like a ton. So I would prefer making these for other people. But yeah, all thrifted yarns I used for this, and all thrifted yarns for the Stegosaurus, which is also kind of special to me. These went to a good cause. All right, that's the T-Rex, and that's my last work in progress as far as knitting and crochet go. I do have a exciting update about a mending project that I've mentioned before. I think it was a couple episodes ago though. So I have these linen pants that I love. I got them off Etsy. They are 100% linen, and I wore them so much last year, and I wore a hole in the back of them. And I actually like kept wearing them for a while, which made the hole bigger, and you know, which isn't great, but I'm honestly not sad about it now because I've been patching them. I'm about to show you, but I've been patching and stitching over it, and it's fun that the hole was kind of big because then I could have an excuse to patch over a bigger area. So I took a piece, I'm going to show you the inside first. I took a piece of material that was similar in like woven texture to these linen pants, and that didn't have any stretch, and I sewed it, I just hand sewed it into the inside back of the hole, and then on the outside I've been doing lots of pretty stitching over it. So this is a Sashico Method. It's a Japanese visible mending technique, and it's honestly just like really simple. I'm not using Sashiko thread, I'm just using embroidery thread. Sashico thread is apparently a lot stronger than embroidery thread because it's, you know, for legit like making clothes and stuff. So, but I think this embroidery will hold up just fine for me. And I still have some stitches to finish, but I've honestly been wearing these pants as they are because now that the hole, see, this is how big the hole got where that lavender is coming through. I've been wearing these even though I'm not done stitching the area. So I'm hoping to get this completely stitched by the end of June is my plan for this, and I'll explain why in a couple minutes. But yeah, so I've got this orange color. Sorry, I'm trying to, okay. I've got this orange color kind of just like going from corner to corner of this rectangle. This rectangle is where the purple fabric is behind. It's trying to find my face. And then I've got this kind of like magenta fuchsia thread going from this corner, and I'm going to take it all the way over to this corner so it'll cross over some of that orange. Can you see that? So it'll cross over the orange and give where the actual hole is a lot more stability because it'll be double stitched, but then also create this nice little, you know, like overlapping pink layer to the orange layer of stitches. And yeah, it's just been really fun to work on. I don't know why it took me so long. Well, I do know why. I've been struggling a lot with my mental health. My depression has been significantly worse the past couple months, and when that happens, I get really overwhelmed and can't get myself to do new things. It's just like really, really intimidating, more than normal, intimidating to do new things. And I just like had a good day a couple weeks ago and decided to pick this up, had some time and get it going. So now I know exactly what I'm gonna do to finish it, and it'll be easy from here on out. But yeah, so I'm happy to have these pants wearable again, even though they're still kind of in progress. So yeah, that was my that was the mending. This is the mending remaking section of the podcast because I'm on kind of a mission, if you will, to just keep my clothes wearable as long as possible, so I'm not rebuying clothes all the time. And I'm really excited about the possibility that mending them will bring to just like make them more interesting and even just more unique. Like no one has a pair of linen pants that looks like that anywhere in the world because I've added some art to them. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to see what clothes I rip up in the future. It's a good excuse to wear your clothes really hard, right? Okay, well, that's all of the in progress stuff. For this section, I'd like to talk about my plans for May, and I'll talk about June a little bit too, just because that'll be kind of a special month. But yeah, so plans for May, I would like to finish the Stegasaurus, little floppy. I'd like to finish the Stegosaurus, and I'd like to finish the Bralette by the next podcast episode. So in 2 weeks, I would like to have both of those done. Also, if you've been here for the other episodes, you'll know that I have this kind of long-term cardigan project going that I'm on the home stretch with, but I didn't touch it this month because I was focusing on some of those other things. But all I need, if you're new, I'll show you. All I need on it are the sleeves, but I need to design them before I can do them. So here's one sleeve, and this is the back of it. So it's this Untitled pattern that I made I'm calling this sweater my magical sun cardigan. For that sun, I've got some duplicate stitch embroidery I'm gonna do on it once it's completely done and blocked. And I'm also, on the sleeves, I'm trying to add a swirl on the sleeve, which means that the sleeves will be done in intarsia, knit flat, and done in intarsia as well. And I just need to map out my design, and then I can just do it. It won't be hard to knit, I just have to design it first. So I really want to get this mapped out as soon as possible so I can get knitting on it. I really, really want to have it done by the end of May. I've been knitting on this since January and designing it in my head since last fall and collecting yarn and stuff since last fall. And I'm just so excited to have it. And I'm excited to design my next thing, but I don't want to have too many original designs going at once because it's kind of overwhelming. So yeah, I really, really want to have these sleeves done by the end of May. That's kind of, besides my things that I'm almost done, this is #1 priority for May. That being said, I said I wouldn't start any more knitted things before the end of June, because the month of June, I mentioned this last time, but I've decided that I'm going to take a break from knitting in the month of June, knitting and crochet, to spend some intentional time working on some of the other projects I've really been wanting to do, like my embroidery and sewing projects. And I felt like having too many things going at once, like having my knitting, crocheting going, and the embroidery stuff going, it just started feeling really stressful. And that's making is not supposed to be stressful, especially when it's just a hobby. So I decided that I would just set my embroidery and sewing aside and kind of just like get that weight off my brain, focus on my knitting and crochet projects, and then just take an intentional month off in order to give myself more brain space for the other things. Now, I will say that in the month of June, I am still gonna allow myself to knit on my sock. I didn't show that to you today because there wasn't much to show, but I'm knitting one very, very long tube and then I'm cutting it up into socks. That's my small portable project that I take places, and I just kind of need that as an option still, even in the month of June. So I'm keeping that, and I'm also keeping my big crochet blanket as an option too. So I'm not trying to like finish either of those in June. I'm not going to spend any significant time on those. It's more just if I am somewhere that I really need to be able to relax, and that's what's going to help me relax, I'm going to allow myself to do that. But as far as my like more highly creative making and using my brain in creating, I'm going to focus on embroidery and sewing in June. So that's why I'm trying to finish up this cardigan by the end of May, finish these up by the end of May, just kind of clear my needles. And then July is my birthday month, and I'm very excited. If I finish these, I'll be very excited in July to start something brand new, and that might be an original design. It might be just a pattern of something that I want. Maybe I'll make another framework bralette if I want another one. But all that being said, I do want to knit an additional item in May and finish it in May, along with these other projects. So along with my Stegosaurus and bralette and my sweater, I really want to knit a tank top, because I really want another tank top. Part of it is just like I want more tank tops going into the summer of a specific type of fit that I don't have in my closet. So, and I have this beautiful yarn that I showed you on my yarn stash review last time. And I bought this with the intention of making a tank top with it. You can see it. It's by, let's focus, Queen's Yarn Boutique. in the color Bronzer, and this is the content. Yeah, I've got 3 of these, and I really want just like a fitted ribbed tank top that's a bit longer than some of the cropped ones I've been making, so that I can wear them. I can just wear it with all the shorts I have, because not all my shorts are high rise. So yeah, maybe I'm crazy. I mean, I know I'm crazy, but maybe I'm being unrealistic with being able to finish this. But actually, it'll be so, it'll be kind of mindless knitting. Most of it will be kind of mindless. I'll start at the bottom. I'm actually going to use Jessie Maed's, what's it called? The secret, My Little Secret Crop or something. I think it's called that, My Little Secret Crop. I'm going to use that pattern. I've made a couple of those, and just lengthen the body and do different ribbing. But I'm going to use all her measurements from that pattern. And then, yeah, we'll see. I'll update you as I decide, but I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start with her measurements on that pattern, and I'd really like to get this cast on today actually, and just get it going. This actually might become my mindless project, like that I bring to church and bring, you know, out places, because like I mentioned, the body part of it I will start with, and it's just going to be a lot of rib for a while. So, yeah, and I'm going to take a leap of faith and not make a gauge swatch so I can jump right in. I feel like I've made enough ribbed tops lately to know the best needle size and the best stitch count for me right now. And, but you know, I've never used this yarn before, and it's risky. It's always risky to make something without making a gauge swatch, but I just want to jump right in. If I have to rip it out, it's not the end of the world. And if I don't get it done by May, then I'll get to finish it for my birthday in July, and it'll be just fine. So yeah, excited for that. I will tag, or I will link the yarn dyer for this below too, so you can take a look at her stuff. So yeah, those are May plans. I also wanted to share some more personal things on this podcast. I've been so focused on projects, sharing my projects with you, that I haven't talked much about my life, and that's not really me. I'm very open. And I know other podcasts I watch, it's actually really fun and helpful to hear more about a maker's life outside of their making, just because it gives you context for like what the rest of their life looks like. And yeah, so I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. I've talked a little bit about my minimalist journey, and I've decided that I want to kind of choose every month, along with, you know, my making goals, I want to choose an area of our home, or just like of my possessions, to apply some of my minimalist intentionality. We moved into this house at the end of December, right before Christmas, and you know, it's just been a crazy season. We've done like necessary things for the first few months being here, but now we're getting into just, you know, things have been tucked away in closets just so I wouldn't have to deal with them immediately. There are some things in the attic that I just, you know, get out of sight. But I'm starting to feel able to kind of pull that stuff back out and go through it slowly. So I think this month, for the month of May, I want to focus on minimizing my frames. I used to paint and sell my watercolor art, and I just have so many frames from shows. You know, I would like frame up all my art and take them to shows or hang them up in public places, and I don't need them all for this house. It's a very small house. We don't have a lot of wall space, and even if we did, I don't like a ton of frames on the wall. Like I really like this display I have back here, because there's, you know, there's a canvas, embroidery hoop, just some fabric, a wall hanging, clay wall hanging over there. I like the variety. I don't like just a bunch of squares or rectangles with sharp angles on the wall. But I do need some frames because I want to hang up some art and some photos. So I was thinking I would go through my frames and basically just hang them up where I want them in the house, no matter what's in them currently, or if they're empty, just get them all hung up and then get rid of the rest. Because if it's not going on the wall, then I don't have any use for it. The only exception to that is that I have a few smaller frames that I want to do some experiments with like framing some textile embroidery pieces that I want to work on in June. So I'm probably going to designate one small bin that's like, okay, whatever small frames fit in this bin, I can keep for experimenting with. But all my big frames are, if they don't fit on the wall, then they're going. And yeah, so I'm excited to give that a little bit of focus this month. They're all just kind of, I'm looking at them all, they're all just kind of like sitting on the floor, and they've been sitting on the floor since we've moved in. It's kind of driving me nuts, and it's just like they're not useful that way. So yeah, I also wanted to share just what I'm consuming TV and book wise. My husband and I are enjoying the 3rd season of You, the show You. It's a kind of a psychological romantic thriller-ish show. It's pretty dark, but yeah, we've enjoyed the season a lot. The last season was fine, 1st season was great, and this 3rd season has been better than the 2nd one. So that's been fun. And then we've also been watching Marvel's Moon Knight show, and I've been really enjoying that just because it's so different from, definitely is different than the movies, but even different from all the other Marvel shows. And yeah, my husband and I like to spend time watching TV shows together that we both really enjoy, and I'll just sit and knit, and then we can like talk about them later. So we don't watch TV every night or anything, but when we do watch, we like to pick shows and do it together. So that's what we're watching. Books I'm reading, because of my depression stuff, reading has been really, really hard because my brain's been foggy, but recently that's gotten a bit better, and I went to the library and was very excited to just go ahead and pick out some books with no pressure to finish them in a certain time or even read them if I'm not enjoying them. I got 3 books. The first one I started, and I love it. It's called Vengeful by Ve Schwab. I've read almost all of her other books. This is the 2nd in a series, and again, if you can't tell from the title and from the cover, it's kind of a dark psychological thriller. Yeah, I guess that's probably the best. I mean, it's fantasy. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this book, and I've just been enjoying reading again. I look forward to getting in bed at night, reading for a few minutes until I'm tired enough to go to sleep instead of scrolling on my phone or staying up way too late working on projects and then not being able to sleep. So reading helps me a lot. I'm also, since January, been trying to read through my Bible. I wanted to do like a speed reading thing through the Bible and finish it by the end of June. But we're starting May, and I'm just now starting Proverbs, which, if y'all don't know, that's like about halfway through the Old Testament. So I have the whole second half of the Old Testament and the whole New Testament to read in 2 months, and I don't know that that's realistic. So I might need to give myself a little more time. But I am really enjoying reading through, I'm listening to it on audiobook using this app called Dwell. It's really great. And yeah, I'm really enjoying just getting like an overview of the Bible in like bigger chunks, like I'm listening to it in bigger chunks, and it gives you just a different type of insight than studying smaller passages, because you just get the, I don't know, you almost like you can just like see the bigger picture better. And I don't think this is definitely not the only way to read your Bible, but I think for me it's been helpful in just kind of setting, like for me to just like get to know the Bible in a quicker way. And I think every year I want to try to do this, read the Bible through in the first 6 months, and then in the second 6 months do a more in-depth focused study of either one book or one section of books. So yeah, we'll see if I can get through the rest of the Bible in 2 months. This is my first time reading it like this, so I might have to work out some kinks as far as yeah, scheduling the reading, but it's been really great. I listen to it while I'm driving. I listen to it while I'm working on, while I'm knitting, and when it's just like quiet in the house. JD has den somewhere, that's my husband. And it's just like, it's really nice to just like let God's word kind of wash over my brain and know that I'm not trying to, yeah, I'm just trying to like soak it in, just kind of be a sponge and soak it in, and then let the Spirit work the way he wants to. So yeah, that's what I'm reading and watching, and that's all I wanted to share today. I hope you enjoyed listening to a bit more of my personal life, and I'm hoping to share more of that with you too. Thank you so much for watching. I never say this at the end of the videos, but I would love for you to subscribe just so that I know that you want to keep watching these videos, and please comment below. I love also just the social part of this. I want to talk to more of you. Let me know what you're working on or what you are interested in starting in the month of May. I'd love to see what you guys are doing. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.